Well, hello everybody. It's Jennifer Ferguson again with Artistic Painting Studio. And as promised, I am on here today to share with you some fun stuff to do with some pumpkins. I'm working on my own holiday decor, and I just thought I would come on here and share with you guys what I'm going to do. So I don't know how long this is going to take, but hopefully you can stay with me and learn some new stuff and just have some fun. So to start with, sorry, my nose is itching. Of course, right when I'm on camera. Doesn't that stuff always happen, okay? Also, hey, thanks for joining me. I see a couple of people I know here, Christina and Mary. Hi to both of you. And there's Bobby. So to get started, this is stuff I want to do for myself. Most of my projects I really do for myself. I don't do what's called like flipping furniture, or I don't paint a lot of stuff that I think I'm going to try to sell, not unless I'm painting something on a commission for a client that's requested it, which I've got a few of those projects coming up. So this is stuff that I'm just doing for my own home and for my own pleasure. And oh gosh, everything is itchy all of a sudden. I don't know if I got into something back here. But to start with, and boy, this looks really white, but it's kind of like a creamy off-white color, and this is one of the pumpkins that I'm going to redo. And I got them at Hobby Lobby. I think I'm sure I went on there when they had the 40% off and tried to get these the best price I could, because some of their pumpkins are a little pricey, okay? I found everything, I think, from $6.99 to $29.99, okay? And for what I was planning on doing, I didn't really know if I wanted to spend $29.99. The other thing I did last year is I actually got real pumpkins, and I foiled those, knowing they were going to only last so long. Now, if you plan on doing real pumpkins, then I did not cut them open, okay? So I didn't carve them or cut them, and they lasted I want to say almost like 2 months just sitting in front of our apartment, okay? We live in a condo building where we have an elevator, so we have an interior hallway. So everybody does a lot of decor in front of all of their condos. It's kind of fun to see what everybody's going to do. But those lasted a long time, so I was really impressed. So if you want to try this on real pumpkins, you can. I know I have a full, I think, tutorial on how I did those, but I did paint those first because I was just doing something kind of fun and different. So I actually painted the pumpkins first. I know I used the DIY paints from Debbie's Design Diary. And this year I decided not to. Okay, this is just some kind of plastic, or who knows what it is, okay? But they're lightweight, and I'm just gonna go directly onto the surface, okay? The first thing I'm going to do is, because I'm going to foil first, and then I'm going to determine what else I'm going to do. So I have some goodies over here. I have some glass beads. I have some fun mica flakes. These are my rum, which is like a copper color flakes. And we have some glitter. So between the glitter and the glass beads and the mica flakes, going to definitely do some more stuff over the foils. So I don't know exactly what yet. I might actually mix all of it together and put it on the pumpkin. And then I thought in the end, I'm probably going to want to glitter my stem. So I'm going to wait until the very end, because that's going to be the only thing I'm going to have to hold on to while I'm actually doing this project. So to start, and if you guys have questions, I mean, I'm here just to have fun and play, and just let you guys learn from what I'm doing. So if you have questions, please ask. I've got the camera set up a little bit different than usual, so it's kind of across the table from me. So I might have to like lean in so I can read them, okay? So we'll see how well I can see from this distance. But thank you guys for joining me this afternoon. To start with, okay, I'm going to, let's grab some paper towels. Oops, here we go. We're going to start off with my foil adhesive, and yes, it's backwards because I haven't figured out how to flip that yet, okay? I keep forgetting to learn how to do that. I know there's something on my camera that I can do and flip it, but I haven't figured it out. one of these days when I have nothing better to do, I'm going to do that. I'm going to figure out how to flip it, okay? Um, so I'm starting off with my foil adhesive. It's under my Artsyville embellishments line. And I'm just taking my brush and wiping off the excess water because I had it sitting in water because I've already have put the foil adhesive on another pumpkin, okay? So I'm only going to bore you by making you watch me do one of these, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera down here a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing. So I'm in the foil adhesive, and yes, this is in a huge gallon container, okay? Christina, thank you. Christina's going to help me out and tell me how to flip the camera, so every time I show you guys a can, it's not going to be backwards, okay? So you can actually read my labels. But the foil adhesive comes in quite a few different sizes, so don't get scared by this big gallon. I just don't mess around when it comes to my foil adhesive. I just get the biggest container I can. But you can purchase in a little 4-ounce jar, have it in 10-ounce, quarts, gallons, and you know, some of my customers kind of like it in a 5-gallon container when they got those big projects ahead of them, okay? So foils are great on so many different surfaces. Don't ever limit what you think you could possibly foil. So everything from doing a fun little project like this to doing full walls and ceilings and furniture. So just seems to be endless possibilities. So I'm just using what I call an art wash brush, okay? And this is one of mine that is definitely very weathered and has been with me for a long time. So half of the bristles I think are missing at this point. And I am just brushing on one full coat of the foil adhesive. Don't need it thick, so you just want to apply a nice, I want to say thin, even coat, but you want to make sure you have foil adhesive on there. You'd never want it on so thin that you don't have enough product to get the transfer that you're looking for. So you've got to make sure you have material on the surface. It just doesn't have to be thick and running or anything. But you can see in the can, it looks milky white. It goes on kind of a milky white to a clear, but it dries completely clear, okay? So once the foil adhesive is completely dry, it will be still shiny, but it'll be completely clear so that it will not be affecting the color that is underneath. And like I said, I'm starting with the pumpkins I found at Hobby Lobby, and I did not bother to change their color, so I didn't paint them first. But that's always an option, you know, if you want it to change the color underneath, depending on what foils you planned on using or what else you thought you were going to do. So definitely, I could have painted it first. Okay, and it looks like I've actually made it, I think, all the way around here already. So as you can see, that went pretty quick. A little bit about the foil adhesive. So for those that haven't played with my product, it is one of the stickiest foil adhesives you'll ever work with, which is a really great thing. Okay, I'm just double checking because the light's reflecting off of this, so as I'm turning it around, I can see maybe where I have missed, okay? And if you miss an area, that just means no foil adhesive, no foil transfer, okay? And you know, if some of the base coat shows, I don't mind. And I mean, I left it this color on purpose so that I would see. But all you need is one coat of foil adhesive. I want to say on probably 90% of the projects that you do. That my foil adhesive, like I said, is really sticky and is designed to do just one layer application, allow it to dry to a firm tack. Now, depending on where you live or maybe even what time of the year it is, I'm going to pull you guys back up here so you can see me talk here for a minute. So depending on where you live, you know, if it's winter, summer, It's going to make a difference on the humidity. Humidity tends to slow the drying process down for my foil adhesive. So, before you go forward, I say, the longer it dries, the better. If it dries for a couple of hours versus only 30 minutes, I always feel my transfers way better after a couple of hours of drying, other than just going really quick and trying to push the envelope. And it's best if you let it dry on its own. Don't get out your blow dryer and force it drying, not unless you're like maybe doing a class and you have to kind of speed things up. But the longer it sits, definitely the better it's going to transfer, okay? And I'm just showing you guys what I did here. I have just an empty bucket, and I'm setting the pumpkin on top of the bucket because it's kind of giving it the least amount of surface area that it's getting stuck to possibly, okay? And here is the second pumpkin, okay? And this one I said like I already started. I didn't want to bore you guys completely to death by watching me just brush on foil adhesive. So let's go back to the foil adhesive so I make sure I answer all the questions and regarding to using it. So allow it to dry to that firm tack, and like I said, that could be maybe 30 minutes or up to a couple hours, but you can also allow it to dry completely overnight. There's nothing wrong with allowing it to dry for 24 hours. Here, I'm going to look and see. I just see a message here or a comment. I want to scroll back a little bit and see if I can see that. Oh, yes, Bobby. Yeah, if you're living in Texas, big learning curve. We just got back from doing the Pinners Convention in Arlington, and it didn't seem humid to me, but we had to wait a lot longer to do our little make it, take it, and our foil demos than we'd wanted to because we were in Texas and it was a lot more humid, and things were taking a lot longer to dry. So yes, depending on where you guys live, and like I said, the time of year, because it can be more humid here in the winter if we get cold and foggy. So definitely I even have to let things dry a little bit longer here. But the only thing you want to make sure is, if I set this pumpkin out overnight, I want to make sure I put it someplace safe that nothing else is going to get stuck to it because it's going to be really, really sticky. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but that's what that kind of the sounds you have when you get to a dry tack, okay? Okay, hopefully I didn't mess up all my, oops, let's go back there. Mess up all my comments. Okay, I wanted to make sure I could see everybody's comments because they kind of got stuck when I scrolled back, okay? So I'm just kind of critiquing how dry this is, and it is probably still a little wet. Because I had it sitting the other way, I don't think this side actually dried as well when it was sitting on top of my bucket. Okay, it was a great container to kind of put it on so that I would have some place to set it. So I'm going to try to set it over here for a few minutes and see if it can dry a little bit faster. The product is water soluble, so I just have a bucket of water here that you can definitely wash your hands off. It's not going to be permanent, okay? So you don't have to worry about if you get a little foil adhesive on your fingers. They will clean up very easy, okay? Yes, humid Mississippi. Yes, we do know how humid it is in Mississippi. I do visit that area. Stepson just graduated from Southern Miss. So we had a few trips out there, which was a lot of fun. Okay, so a couple of the colors that I've kind of picked out for this project is my, I'm going to make sure I lift this up and I don't get all the foils from flying onto the floor here. Okay, so I want to start with my rose gold. This is one of the newer colors that I have, and it's kind of goes towards a copper, but kind of a little bit more rosy, so I thought that would be really pretty. And I might incorporate, just depending, okay, let's see how crazy I am in this mood. I thought maybe putting on a little bit of the leopard foil. So we'll see if I decide to do that, because I kind of thought the two colors might actually go okay together. And if not, I have other choices here, okay? So I have my bronze, okay? The bronze might actually work a little bit better with that. So I might decide to do the, We might go the bronze and the leopard on this first pumpkin that's darker, because I'm kind of thinking I like that combination better. Either the copper and the leopard, or the bronze and the leopard, or we might just do all three, okay? I might even show you a different technique and just do all three. And I think I'm gonna keep the rose gold for the other pumpkin, okay? So that'll be, I've kind of switched my thing here. Yes, Mary, believe me, when I taught in Houston, okay, we had to wait overnight for one of our samples to dry because we couldn't go forward with it. Okay, you know, I was trying so hard this time to make sure I had everything laid out so I wouldn't have to get up and disappear from the camera. Of course, I forgot scissors, okay? So let me see, oh, hopefully, where are the scissors, okay? We just got back from the pinners, so stuff is everywhere. Okay, if I can't find scissors, maybe I've got a knife back here that I can use in the meantime. Won't be as neat as cut. Okay, so I can't even find scissors back there. Scissors still have not even been unpacked from our conventions yet. So we did Dallas. I think it was the last weekend in September, and then we did the Arizona Pinners Convention the first weekend of October, so they were back to back. I'm still looking at boxes out here, you guys. I still have not put everything away. Now, my assistants, okay, put everything away they could, but the rest of it, they said it was my stuff. I had to go through it because it was all my demo stuff and everything else, and they didn't know where to put it all. So I'm hoping tomorrow, since I just about got all my paperwork caught up, that I can get back here and actually clean up the rest of the studio and put everything else away, and then get some more stuff done, okay? So not only am I going to come live today, but I'm planning on coming here live again tomorrow. I'll try to post what time if I get a chance. Sometimes I don't always know when I'm going to get the opportunity. But I'm going to cut some of the foil. Okay, so I've just sliced a little piece, and then I'm just going to kind of run it down the edge of the roll. So I'm going to cut off a few pieces, and I'm going to do a little different technique than I had really thought I was going to. So I'm going to show you something a little different, okay? So I'm going to cut a little piece of all three of these. Actually, yeah, I'm going to do all three. So I've got copper going, I've got bronze going, and don't you guys think I need to add a little leopard to this one, okay? I think we need to have the wild, the absolutely wild pumpkin, okay? So hold on, my sticker doesn't want to come off of this one. Okay, let's get that opened up. Okay, I got a sticker that's just being absolutely stubborn. Okay, here we go. And okay, let me cut off a piece of the leopard to work with. I see more and more people are joining. That's awesome, you guys. And okay, so the colors that we're going to work with then are going to be the bronze, copper, and leopard. And I think with turning this pumpkin over, that we definitely have everything getting a lot stickier, okay? So I think we're to a point that I can actually go forward. I'm using my just serving trays to set the pumpkin on so that it doesn't get stuck to anything else around here. And that's one good piece of advice, you guys, when you're working with your foils. You want to keep your foils away from your project until you're ready to transfer, because this pumpkin now is so sticky that these foils will get stuck to it in a heartbeat, and you can almost, I don't say deactivate, but you can kind of screw the adhesive up, and this is with any foil adhesive. If you accidentally transfer or get the plastic side kind of stuck into the adhesive, sometimes it doesn't want to transfer really good there. So you want to try to make sure all your foils are away from your project. Don't get stuck in there. And so, you know, even turning the fans off, make sure I don't have, you know, air blowing through here, and so that the foils can fly. Okay, I'm going to start, okay, sticking. Okay, so I'm going to put my camera back down here again so you guys can see me actually working, okay? Let's see, we don't have to go that far. There we go. And I'm going to start with my bronze and my copper. And instead of just taking my foils and laying them onto the surface, I'm going to wad them up, okay, which I know is really noisy, and the process is really noisy too, and pounce them onto the surface, okay, which I'm going to go around, okay. I hope you guys can see that it's just grabbing randomly, okay. And I know I'm going to have to go back in here also and come in with the flat pieces, but this could be really fun to start with and shows you guys another way to apply your foils. I'm going to pounce for a minute and then I'm going to explain some more stuff here, okay? So as you're pouncing and the foil's all being pulled off, okay, you're going to have to move to a section where you have more foil on the back again. And you want to always make sure that you've got all of this turned inside out so that none of the plastic can get caught. And just keep pouncing. And as you can see, when I got real aggressive there, I really did clean off a nice section of the foil. So now I can turn it around again and find another section. Pounce on again. So I think these colors are going to be awesome over the orange base, okay? Because it was kind of a speckled, I'll go back over here, kind of like a speckled multicolored base, and I think pouncing on the different colors is going to be really awesome. So who on here has used my foils or my foil adhesive? Would love to hear from you guys. Okay, I apologize. This is one of the noisiest applications there is. Okay, it's going to be a little challenging to get underneath the stem here. And I don't want to break that off because I'm afraid if I do, I'm not going to have anything to hold on to. Aw, Ruth, thank you so much. They are so much fun to work with, and I just keep coming up with more and more ideas of how to use them. And like I said, you know, I love doing everything from simple little crafty projects to taking these to a full wall and creating some incredible finishes that you can do. Just trying to get some on the bottom so it doesn't keep sticking to my table. And as you cover the adhesive, then those areas won't be sticky anymore. Oh, that sounds so cute, Jen. Yes. So you painted it white and did it turquoise. You were really thinking out of the box. I kind of got stuck in the fall colors. I don't know why, but I did, okay? So I'm going to switch to copper now. And I might still have to come back to using the bronze. We'll see how much coverage I get. Yes, Mary, I know. Mary just did a huge project with the leopard foil. I think she did cabinet doors, okay? And I haven't seen the project posted yet, so Mary, you're gonna have to make sure you get that posted for me, or send me the pictures and I'll post it and tag you in it. Would love to see that. So now I'm just going to pounce on the copper, which is gonna definitely be a brighter color. And sometimes it's easier if you kind of even wad them up first and then pounce them. And definitely my pumpkin's becoming more bright and shiny, okay? No orange there in Florida, huh? Okay. Well, who knows? Maybe we'll rip out some other colors and I won't be so conservative with the other pumpkin, and maybe I'll do turquoise over that. That would be fun. So the more I pounce, the more coverage I'm going to get. just a little bit more, and then I think I'm going to go ahead and go back to brushing it on, and I'll show you what I mean here in a second. Okay, everything is shaking around here. So depending on what you guys were wanting to do, okay, if I just wanted to give the pumpkin just a little bit of a shimmer, I could stop even at this point. And, you know, so how much coverage you guys actually apply is a personal thing. Let's see, Ruth said she did copper and turquoise combo and it was fabulous. Oh, yes, I love those two colors. Actually, I have a seafoam green and I got the rose gold back here, so maybe I'll use those two together. Okay, because our pumpkin has so many, it's not a flat surface, the pouncing on just definitely doesn't cover as much, but I'm hoping you guys can see that the coverage it gives you is more sporadic so that you have a lot of interest in it instead of just full coverage. But I'm going to go back here now with some of the areas of foil that still have foil on them, okay? The areas that have been cleaned off a little bit, those I don't really want to try to transfer anymore because they're going to get a little bit stuck, okay? Because once you transfer the foil off the back, that's plastic again. So you want to kind of avoid some of those areas. So this time, I'm just going to lay the foil over the pumpkin. And I'm using my great little scrubber brush, okay? These work really well. And you guys, these are stiff bristles, okay? So I like to use something a little stiffer so I can really get some pressure on it. And I'm just gonna scrub. So we can take a peek. Ooh, and yes, that's definitely transferring a whole lot more, okay? And with a surface where you have some highs and lows, the foil is going to grab the high spots first, and then if you burp it like this and push it back down, now it will go into the lower areas. Or I could keep the lower areas and even put my glitter in there, because my glitter is going to stick to my foil adhesive. So I think I'm just going to do the high areas first and let this pumpkin kind of evolve on its own. Oh, thank you, Nicole. So Nicole is on here, and Nicole is one of my newest retailers, and she is in Texas. Oh, and please, all my retailers that are on here, I know you guys can all go to the website, and if you look at the top bar on the website, it says find a retailer near you. And you can plug in your own zip code, and you guys can see everybody that is close to your location or your zip code. And you can even put the mile of radius in there that you want to search. So how far are you willing to drive? Okay, so I can't get up here really well underneath my stem, so I'm just going to use my paper towel and rub up there because that brush is definitely not going there, okay? And I'm going to go as far as I can here. And I'm going to have to cut another piece of foil here soon, okay? So my coverage is starting to really, really pop there, okay? And I'm just going to try to use up as much as I can. I'm going to go ahead and transfer the bottom here so that the bottom's almost done, okay? And again, my foil's cleaning off more and more. Okay, let's try to do another little section. So I love you guys sharing your pumpkin colors with me. You guys are giving me some inspiration that I think the other one is going to have to go the rose gold and seafoam combo because that is so pretty. So we'll have one a little bit more conservative. This is conservative, okay? At least it's kind of in fall colors, okay? If you want a conservative fall, how's that? And the other one I think is just going to be some fun colors. So I might have to go and grab some different glitter colors to work with. Okay, so I'm kind of just working around the whole thing, and I think I like the copper color more than the bronze. Okay, it seems to be just a little lighter so it doesn't get too dark, but it's fun how the bronze is already on there when I pounced it on, so we've got a lot of the dark just showing. Okay, let's get my razor blade out here so I can cut some more of this. And because I've been crinkling it up, I'm just going to crinkle up this sheet too. And now I definitely have some more foil to work with, okay, so I can scrub that on. Here we go. So yeah, definitely have lots of adhesive left on here. So I'm kind of just critiquing it, and I love how the orange that was the original color is showing in between, and I'm just going to kind of see how sticky some areas are. So if an area is still really sticky, that means I still have a lot of adhesive there, and I can definitely go back and transfer some more foil over those areas. And like I said, I'm staying on the high. I'm not trying to get it to the low areas of the pumpkin design, okay? So I'm going to probably allow that just to be glitter. Right now I'm kind of in a glitter mood, so I think I'm going to make sure I get a lot of glitter on this pumpkin. And I have to laugh because I don't know if all you guys realize that, I mean, my boyfriend and I, we have 6 children together, but only 3 of them live out of state. 3 of them live in state, but the ones that live with us are boys. So my house is full of boys. Okay, I'm the only girl there right now. So they just love all this blingy stuff I bring home, okay? And now that I'm going to be home for a while, I actually get to start some great projects around here. And I think the first one is going to be my dining room table. I know I want to start my office desk, but I think I'm going to do the dining room table first because I would love to have that ready because I think it has 5 or 6 leaves to it. So that table is going to open up and fit all of us, okay? Which will be wonderful when we have everybody home, to have a table big enough to seat everybody. Okay, so I think I'm going to go with this, and I think I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle on some glitter, okay? I think I'm going to stay away from the leopard at this point, because I don't know if even the leopard pattern will even transfer, not unless I go down into these areas. So maybe we'll do a little leopard up. Okay, should I do leopard or forget the leopard, okay? Talk to me, guys. Tell me what you think, okay? And let's test. I've got a couple of glitters back here, okay? I have my shimmering sand. Oh, there's the scooper, okay? If we're ever missing scoopers, I know where to look. They're in the glitter. So I have the shimmering sand, which, oh, look at that. That was so pretty, okay. That one's definitely a little lighter. I'm hoping you guys can see that shimmer. And then, oh, Nicole says no leopard. Okay, we'll leave the leopard alone, okay? So I have shimmering sand and I have rich chocolate back here. And I'm trying to decide which way I want to go. So I'm going to let a little bit of both fall on to begin with. Okay, so I'm going to get a little bit of the darker. Oops, maybe a little more. And I'm going to let this, shake some of this out. This one might be darker than I want. I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to make all those decisions, okay? I'm with the rest of you guys. Okay, so we've got the dark one on there, which is rich chocolate, and then the lighter one that I put on first is shimmering sand. Oh, I think I want the rich chocolate. I think that would be really stunning. So I'm going to, and believe me, I have no idea what's the best way to try to do this or not. But let's see if we have my favorite stuff here. Press and seal. And I'm going to go ahead and cover up my tray first with some press and seal, because we are going to have glitter everywhere, because where it doesn't stick, it's going to fall off. Okay, good. I got chocolate. Chocolate, yes. Chocolate was my favorite too. Okay, so I am just going to sprinkle this on here, okay? Oh, there's a lot of glitter there. Let's see if I can get it to go to the inside. We'll see how well I got my foil adhesive on there. Okay, let's see if I can get it to shake down some of the sides. Okay, just start going down into the areas. Yes, it's going to add way more depth. I think that's going to be so pretty. Okay, now we just have to figure out what's the best way to get this glitter on down these areas. Okay, maybe just shake it. Okay, if anybody has a better idea than what I'm doing here, let me know, okay? Because I know I'm going to have glitter everywhere. So, any other better ideas, guys, than what I'm doing at the moment? Okay, this is fun. I don't get to play in too much glitter. Normally when I use my glitter, I have my glitter in something, okay? Which means I'm putting it in the glass beads first. I'm putting it in my gel medium. I'm going to put it in something first normally, so I don't have just loose glitter like this. So if you guys love this color, it is available on the website. And this one is called Rich Chocolate, and it should be there because I think we've got just about everything updated. Sometimes I apologize that we get things going that I advertise or promote and we haven't gotten them up on the website yet, but we are doing some major overhaul. I don't want to say to the website, but to our shopping cart, because we're changing shopping carts, so sometimes things don't get loaded on there as quickly as I'd hope. Okay, I'll clean up my mess that's sitting here on the table later. I'm just going to get another little scoop. Yes, yeah, definitely need to thin it out, but I don't know if it would actually get onto a paintbrush. Because, yeah, I've got a lot of glitter going here, okay? But I'm going to recapture it. That's what all that, the press and seal hopefully is going to recapture all that for me. Because it's going to stick everywhere there was foil adhesive. Oops. Okay, I'm getting a little generous. Okay, and I have a brush here, so let's see if the brush idea works and that I can thin it down a little bit. Oh yes, but it's going to get stuck everywhere. Oh, but isn't that beautiful, you guys? Look how fun that is. Oh my gosh, the sparkle on the camera is so great. Oh, somebody doesn't like my glitter. Okay, sorry. I'm loving the glitter. So the other pumpkin, maybe we'll just do with some glass beads, but I think this is just going to be so pretty. So who else has glittered their pumpkins other than me so far, okay? I'm sure there are some out there. But oh my gosh, I hope that the camera is going to pick this up and show you guys how stunning this is. And yeah, the brush trick is helping a little bit. I don't think it's going to put anything on, but it's definitely helping to get rid of the loose, the extra, and brush it away a little bit. Let me see if I can get this in front of you guys and let you see that. But oh, the sparkle. And I want to tell you, the foils even look more stunning now that that space in between is taken up with the glitter. So yes, but oh, I'm definitely in love with that, and I love the color combination. So just to revisit here, foils were copper and bronze, okay? And I first pounced them on, which got texture, okay? Created definitely more of a textured finish. And then came back with just the copper to fill in more of the solid space on just the high areas, okay? Just the outside round areas of the pumpkin. And then pouring on the glitter, so it's just attaching to the foil adhesive. So there are so many things that can also be done with foil adhesive. It doesn't just have to transfer your foils, okay? And you can actually transfer, yes, it does look like very expensive glass, okay? It does not look like it's a cheap $10 pumpkin from Hobby Lobby now, okay? And there were some pretty pumpkins there, but I don't think you can compare to what this looks like right now. Okay, so I'm going to put my glitter mess aside. I'm going to cover this other bucket. Oh, so, okay, did I cover everything? So it was copper foil, bronze foil. Both of them were pounced. And then as much solid coverage as I could of the copper foil. And then the glitter is the glitter there is the rich brown. So I'm going to put this aside so that I don't end up with rich brown glitter on everything. Okay, it's all over my hands. I'm a little sparkly at the moment. I'm going to set this someplace safe back here and do a little hand washing, okay? So we're going to do a little hand washing so that I don't end up with my next pumpkin getting glittered if I don't decide I want to glitter it, okay? And we'll leave the leopard for later. Maybe we'll do that on another project. Okay, so let's get a clean rag and let me see if I can wash my hands in this bucket a little bit and get some of this glitter off of me. There will definitely be some random few little pieces of glitter that are going to get stuck probably to the next one. Okay, I don't think I can get my hands perfectly clean with just working out of a bucket. Okay, so we should have thought that through a little better, but hey, we're just having fun this afternoon. So, okay, get you guys back up here with me for a second. Okay, so we're moving on. And you guys, if you have pictures of some of the pumpkins that you guys have done, feel free to share them. Especially a couple of you guys said you did them with the turquoise. And some of the turquoise and copper, I think, on one. I know another person just said she did turquoise. So would love to see them on this thread. So if you get a chance, go ahead and post. I don't mind you guys sharing, okay? Okay, so let's get to our next pumpkin. Okay, and this one has been drying since we started, okay? I'm not sure how long I've been on here, okay? I told you I didn't know how long this was going to take. And I'm going to grab the other foil. This is one that I already had cut. So I already had these colors cut for another project. Actually, there were colors that I did at the General Finishes convention back in September. Oh my gosh, it just seems like it's been one thing after another, and it's only been a month or so since that one. I think it was at the beginning of September. Okay, so we've got another really sticky pumpkin. Let's see if I can keep me and the pumpkin in here. Okay, so for whatever reason, the light is just glaring on this thing. I think it's my overhead lights that are just glaring on this pumpkin and making it look so white. Okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to work on that surface, but let's go ahead and put it down here, and hopefully not too much glitter has moved over. Okay, so I'm trying to decide if I want to start with the rose gold and put in some of the turquoise, or start turquoise and add some rose gold. I think I'm going to go the turquoise. Okay, so this turquoise color is called Sea Foam, and it is just beautiful. So I like to crunch my foils a lot first. Sometimes I find that I get a little bit better transfer. Okay, and we'll put you back down here so you guys can see the pumpkin transferring. Okay, I'm going to lay this on here. And is that angle okay, you guys? Let me know. And go ahead and transfer. Now, this time I'm going to probably go for as much of a transfer as I can, other than I'm going to come back and randomly probably put the rose gold, okay? So we're going to have like a patina look going. So this is going to look kind of funny until I get more transferred, okay? So you're going to have to work on this one a little bit more if you're trying to get full coverage or as close to full coverage. If I didn't bring enough sheets over here, I'll definitely have to grab some more sheets of the foil. And even using, okay, let's use my rag instead. Sometimes just even using the rag instead of using the brush, you can get down into these lower areas, and we'll definitely are going to know wherever I missed, okay? So if I've missed an area, it's going to show. And I do think the cream color is going to look pretty behind everything. So see, it's got caught over there, and that was the wrong side, okay? So watch as you're transferring that you try to keep your foils as in control as possible when you're working on such an odd surface, okay? And I'm trying to do this where the camera, you guys can see me working on it, which is a harder angle for me. So maybe I can try to switch to the side a little bit here. And like I said, any place where now you can see through, okay, and you can see the base color of the pumpkin, there's no foil left there. So that's just plastic. See how that wants to get caught in it really strong? So working on odd shapes and having it pull off randomly is a little bit more challenging, okay? So I'm going to grab another piece and see if we can do some filling in here and get some good coverage, okay, to start with. Okay, there we go. Now we're starting to get some pretty good coverage of this color. So I'm going to keep moving around. You know, it's the great thing and sometimes the bad thing about my foil adhesive is boy does it grab, okay? So I know I was talking a little earlier when we began about the foil adhesive, and 90% of the time you only need one coat of my foil adhesive. The only time that you might, and can you guys hear me okay over the scrubbing? If you can't, let me know. The only time you might have an issue with the foil adhesive not being tacky enough or giving you a good release is if you were on a very porous surface, okay? So let's say that you did a texture first, okay? And the texture medium that you used happened to be a little bit more of a porous material, which then the foil adhesive would soak a little bit into. And I'm just going to use my fingers here and see if I can get this in instead of using the brush. It will soak into the base, okay? Meaning that the foil adhesive, part of it might got loosed into the substrate if you're on an absorbent surface. And that's the only time where you might find you have to apply multiple coats of my foil adhesive. And when I say multiple, 2, okay? No more than 2. I don't think you'll ever need more than 2. And the 2 is still that rare occasion, okay, that you have a porous surface. So this being some kind of plastic, the foil adhesive adhered well and gave me a really, really strong, tacky surface to work off of. So no problem on this at all. We're really sticky, okay? And I think I'm going to have to switch to another piece of foil here soon. And the foils do really go far. I mean, you can keep piecing and using all the little bits and pieces that are still stuck on here and get more and more coverage. The smallest rolls that we have are 25 linear feet. So they come, this is 1 foot wide, and then they're on the roll for 25 linear feet. So that really goes a long way. I think these were cut about 6 to 8 inches long. So I'm not using too much foil here at this point. And I'm going to go back in with my brush and get a little bit more coverage. And now we're back to where the stem is, okay? So I'm going to have to, again, use a cloth or something to rub under that area because your scrubber brush is not going to fit there. So does anybody else have any questions regarding working with the foils, even on crazy projects like a pumpkin? And I'm hoping some of you guys will be kind enough to share your projects that you've already done. And that way everybody can be inspired by some fun stuff, okay? And let's see if I can get under the stem. Okay, my brush keeps getting caught on my rag, and I'm trying to get some good coverage under the stem because that's the only way I'm going to get it there. And I'm not trying to do 100% an old toothbrush. Of course, okay. That would be a great idea. I actually have, do I have one in this bucket? Oh, but we do have some stiff brushes. These might work good for that area too. I know I saw a toothbrush over there. There's all kinds of things around here. Let's see how well this is working. Get down into that crevices instead of my big brush, my big scrubber brush. Yes, that might actually work a little better. Thank you. Appreciate that. You know, sometimes you get caught in such a rut that, you know, I'm so used to using some of my bigger tools because my main surface is always a wall, okay? So my scrub brushes work really well for my larger areas. And now I've got a big area to do on here that has a lot of foil left. I am going to go back to this brush. Because remember, it's always going to grab the high area before it'll allow you to go into the lower areas. Oops. Okay, so remember when I was looking really, really hard, you guys? And I was trying to make sure I didn't miss anywhere? Okay, I got a section that's dry there. So nothing's going to transfer in that one area. So I will have to go back and piece in some foil adhesive. So once I get the majority of this covered, then I'll go back and paint some foil adhesive over there, and it'll take, you know, maybe wait 10-15 minutes and we should be good enough to go ahead and transfer. Or I can just wait till later and do that. But I don't want you to feel like if you've missed an area that, you know, it's not going to get done, okay? You can always go back and add. So the a repair with a foil is pretty easy to do. Okay, let's get another clean sheet going here. And go back here and fill in some of this area first. Okay, so the most challenging part of this is just that you're working on an odd shape, and that's probably just the only thing that's challenging about it. Other than that, it's fun, and I love this color, you guys. So again, this one is seafoam that I'm working with right now, and I'm going to keep switching back and forth with brushes. I think it is going to be awesome. Okay, I'm going to scroll back here for a second, you guys. See if I can read this one comment. Okay, so that was my toothbrush, okay, for the crevices. Okay, so I want to make sure I wasn't missing anything there. Oh, I do think I picked up some paint or something off of my tray here from setting the pumpkin on the tray. I guess I should put some press and seal down first before I set it on there. So I got a little bit of extra color going here, okay? So you can be as conservative or as wild as you want. especially if it's your home and your pumpkin and your house and you want to do something fun. And I love how that we are on such a odd shape and that the foil is just picking up randomly, okay? We're not going to have 100% coverage, nor do I want, but how it just leaves open areas that hopefully I'm going to grab a little bit of the rose gold in those areas, but it makes it so creative, okay? Okay, so my last section here, okay, we're almost done with the first color. Thank you guys for those of you that have hung in with me and are still on here. And I'm hoping at some point a few of you guys will share some pictures too. And let us see what you guys did. Fill in too much. Okay, I'm going to go for one last piece. So far, this is my 5th piece, okay? And I think this will actually finish it out. Now it's just a matter of maybe a little bit more coverage in some of these areas. And at this point, this is going to be a personal preference depending on what exactly you're going for. And you know, most of the time I don't always know what I'm going for. Sometimes I have the vision, and sometimes I'm just winging it and having fun. And you know, what comes out, okay? Not always do we have to have a plan when, especially we're doing something like this. And I think I'm just about happy with this. I'm going to maybe get a little bit more in some of the crevices. And then I think we're going to run in here with some rose gold, okay? So hopefully you guys are seeing that well and that the reflection is not too bad with my overhead lighting back here, okay? Okay, so moving on. So here's going to be my rose gold, and let's see how this is going to look. Ooh, I think that is going to be so pretty, okay? So there's not going to be a lot of this, because I didn't leave a ton of areas open, but can you guys see the copper or the rose gold in there? It looks so coppery. Oh, how cool is this going to be? So this is just filling in the spots that were the cream color, and I know on the screen it's looking really white, but it actually is a cream base. And I don't know if I'm going to try to cover all the cream or just let it be a combination of the rose gold and the cream together. And I'm trying to figure out which brush is working better. It just depends. The scrub brush, I think, transfers better because it puts more pressure on, but this little brush is definitely getting into the smaller areas and the crevices better. So I have to scrub harder on this weird shape, okay? So I think I started to mention that I was going to definitely come back on here tomorrow, you guys. And tomorrow, going to show you how I was doing the stamping rollers with the foil adhesives. So yeah, we're having some fun with foils this week, okay? Kind of in follow-up to what we were doing on Facebook. We were doing a bunch of posts all with foils this week. And I still think there's a couple more that are coming out. So we'd like to try to share as much as we can, give you guys inspiration for projects. And I think I got a couple of spots that no matter how well I really thought I looked well, okay, and had turned that pumpkin around enough so I could see the shine, okay, where the foil adhesive is, I think I did still miss a few spots, okay? So I'm just kind of randomly scrubbing anywhere where I see the off-white color and transferring the rose gold there. And just going to walk the pumpkin around until I get as much coverage as I want. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to leave this one alone or maybe go for some glass beads on this. I think I might put some glass beads around the top. Okay, I don't think I'm going to go too far with the glass beads, but I think those would be really pretty around the stem area. And give you guys a chance to see how I work with the glass beads too. Ooh, nice big area here. Okay, so we're going to have a nice area with some of the rose gold. So any other questions, guys? It's always fun to have questions from you so I can have time to actually answer and help you out. So other than pumpkins, is there anything else you guys have been foiling for the holidays or for fall? Pumpkins seem to be the most popular item, I think, that a lot of people have been doing because I have seen some great tutorials. And I do believe even a couple of my retailers have done some foiling on pumpkins. So I'll have to see if I can locate their videos and share those too. But yes, there's all kinds of incredible decorating going on the pumpkins. What else have you guys seen though? I haven't been out. Okay, I've been stuck in conventions lately or job sites. And I really didn't see much holiday decor at Pinner's. There was a lot going on there. And finally, I got out of my booth and got to walk the show at like 6 o'clock, and the show ended at 7 p.m. So you know I did not get out much, okay? It was just busy and kept me in the booth, which is where I was supposed to be. Okay, I think that's about the coverage I'm going to get there with the rose gold, because I didn't leave a lot of space open for that color. But I'm telling you, this looks really cool. Okay, I just got to fix my one area. So I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to do that. And I'm going to bring the bucket back up here. And I moved this bucket on purpose because I don't have the lid all the way on, and I sure don't want to spill a gallon of adhesive in this back room, because that would be an absolute disaster, and this bucket is almost brand new and full. So we don't want to have any mishaps. So when Jennifer has something that doesn't have a lid on it, it's always very, very advisable to move it. Okay, so just in case. Okay, so I dabbed into the bucket, okay, and I'm brushing that one spot. And then if it feels like I missed any other spots, or I just don't have as much coverage as I'd like, I'm going to dab a little bit of adhesive in those areas, okay? So that'll dry, and then I can definitely come back and add some more foil. I'm not going to worry about the bottom, okay? Because, okay, if somebody wants to pick it up and look at the bottom, they can. And if there's no foil there, sorry. I'm going to try to even get some more. Oops, make sure I just barely have that on my brush. Okay, so I'm just kind of dipping my brush off so it's just barely there. But I also want to get a little bit more adhesive up here at the top. And there we go. So that'll take care of that problem. Okay, I want to make sure this spot has some good coverage on there, because that just was totally missed. But now you guys see that if you do miss an area, it's not a done deal, okay? You don't have to worry about it. You can always go back and do a little bit of a repair. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the stems on these. I even thought about taking some really pretty, I don't want to say lace, but some ribbon and putting the ribbons around the top. I thought that would be really pretty. But I'm sure there's all kinds of ideas. I thought about even glittering the stems, but then again, I'm not sure I want to do that on this one. Okay, now I know that the little spots that I've repaired are not going to dry that quickly. So I'm just going to move on to glass bead gel, okay? And so this is, again, the Artsyville brand, okay? And in there, way in there are my glass beads. Okay, this jar is almost empty. So I am going to paint these on, okay? The glass beads are in a gel medium. Okay, I'm just looking for my best option of brush here. Let's see. So I'm going to pull these out just on my stick, okay? And I'm going to paint them with this little brush where I want them to go. So I'm going to paint them around the stem, and I'm going to also let them come out into the crevice areas, okay? And I'll determine how far that's going to go. We'll see here as I keep working this, okay? Like I said, some things are just meant to evolve as you work on them. Don't always have to have a game plan. And then also, you guys, the glass beads, I know they look milky white, but they will dry crystal clear. So once this is dry, all you're going to do is see the glass beads. You're not going to see the white gel that they're in. And I'm going to let them pile a little bit more at the top of the stem area, so it kind of even maybe will not show where I didn't get the foil all the way up there. Now, if you let the glass beads get too thick, you can also, they can haze, okay? So not always do you want to let them get thick. If you keep them where there's only just a level row of them, okay, where they're not like stacked on top of each other, or you get them piled on top of each other, they will dry crystal clear. So I'm going to let some of the beads come further out and go down the crevices a little bit more now that I have that top area done. So these are tiny little glass beads, okay? These are not large beads. These are the beads I've been carrying or having in my Artsyville line, and we're going to extend the beads, and I think we're going to also offer some larger beads, just for those that want to be a little bit more dramatic. So I'm just painting this on and just letting the beads come down as far as I want, okay? So until tomorrow, you might not be able to see the beads really well, because right now they're just kind of looking milky white, okay? So they're not going to look real pretty until they dry. One thing with glass beads, guys, when you're working with these, don't force them dry. Do not get your blow dryer out and think, oh, I want this to be dry fast and I'm just going to go ahead and dry them. They will haze every time. And the reason being they're going to haze is because you're surface drying the gel that they're in, and it's not going to allow the gel to completely dry, and the beads are going to stay in that gel and get hazed. So make sure that you're just patient if you're using the beads and allow them to dry naturally. And it can take hours, okay, just depending on how thick they are and where you live, okay? Remember, all my people that are in Texas, okay, or any humid area, you guys don't worry, they'll be dry tomorrow, okay? It will take a little bit. So I'm just kind of painting that on, determining how far I want it to go out, okay? I think the beads will be just kind of fun at the top. I'm not sure I'm going to take them too much further than that. So it depends on how blingy you want to be and how far you want the beads to go, okay? The gel is a great medium that they're in. The gel actually dries hard, okay? So these beads aren't going anywhere. Okay, I'm going to drag a few of these down a little bit further in the deeper crevices. So you don't have to worry about these coming off. They should stick on here really well. Not that the pumpkin's going to get handled a lot and get thrown around, but you don't have to worry about them falling off of this piece. So other things that you can do with the glass beads, you can actually get almost full coverage with these if you apply them with the color shaper tool. If you were trying to do like a drawer front and you just wanted solid bead coverage, which would be so awesome. Another thing that I like to do is mix them with glitter, or put glitter in them, okay? So it's definitely a whole lot more glass bead gel than glitter, okay? But you can color it with the glitter, and even put those through a stencil. So it's a great way to emboss a stencil. And not only have I done that, but I've also put in mica flakes, okay? But when I normally do glass beads, glitter, and mica flakes, the mica flakes are normally smaller mica flakes. I'm not using really big ones. And if we did mica flakes on here with these glass beads, they're so tiny, they'd probably just get completely almost disappear. Okay, so I think I'm judging here, okay? I'm trying to figure out if I've got the beads down as far as I want them to go. And I think I do. So I just kind of coming over the top and kind of coming down the crevices a little bit, okay? So again, this is going to be something that's going to have to dry overnight. We're not going to see the finished until then, but I will definitely post a completed picture on this video when it's dry. Like I said, that'll probably be tomorrow. So one thing when you're done with your beads is I'm just trying to clean off my tools because I don't want this stuff to go down my drain. So I say I'm repurposing it, but I'm also just making sure that I'm being conscientious about getting rid of this stuff, okay? That anything that's left on my brush, I'm going to wipe onto paper towels and let that just dry and throw it in the garbage. I'm also going to clean off my stir stick, okay? You don't want the glass beads to go down your drains, okay? We try not to clog anything around here. We've got traps on everything, but we try to make sure that we are definitely keeping everything as clean as possible. Aw, thank you for all the hearts. Somebody is really sweet out there. Okay, so this one is almost done. I'm going to see if I've tacked up enough, okay? I'm sure, yeah, my fingers are sticky. This is probably not going to work there yet. Oh, but I got some coverage, okay? So even where that was really too wet, that came off pretty good in that one spot that I had missed. And I think I'm going to wait until it dries and maybe hit with some foil tomorrow. Okay, so because we didn't cover all of the foil, okay, especially on this one, I'm not worried about the other pumpkin because the other pumpkin, oh my gosh, I think I covered everything. Let's get my glitter mess back over here, okay? So my glitter mess here definitely has 100% coverage. I don't have to worry about trying to do anything else to protect this. I'm just going to make sure I've shook it off really, really well so it's not getting glitter on everything. But this pumpkin over here, because we still have a lot of the original color showing, just depending on where you're going to use it and you know how long you want to keep it, you might have to put a coat of clear coat over the top to protect all of that adhesive, because anywhere you still have adhesive showing, it's going to stay sticky there, okay? And I could tell that when I lifted it up now, it's still pretty sticky on the bottom. So I can definitely either transfer more foil and try to cover that, or I can just put a protective coat over the top of it when I'm completely done. So most likely I would go for like at least a semi-gloss to a gloss so that I'm not losing the sheen of this one. And my good old glitter pumpkin, I think that one's just done. I don't have to go any other steps. Now if I wanted to, I could actually even just sprinkle glitter over this one, but I think I'm done with the glitter, okay? I think I want this one just to be the foil and the glass beads. So I think I am done with these two projects. Like I said, I'll definitely photograph the beads for you guys because I think it would be really good. I'll do while they're drying right now, picture, and then I'll do another picture tomorrow when they're completely dry so that you guys can see the difference, okay? I've never sat and tried to watch these dry. They take forever, okay? And the thicker you build them up, I mean, in some areas I do have them a little bit thicker. It does take a while, but at least you'll be able to see before and after on the glass beads drying. But I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me, and I hope to see some of your guys' projects soon, and that maybe I've inspired you guys to get some pumpkins out, whether they be plastic pumpkins or real pumpkins, okay? These now are gonna last me, okay? These I can put away and I can bring them out next year. Last year's pumpkins, we threw them all away, okay? At the end of the season, we were just done. They were real pumpkins. But I wanna thank you guys. Okay, I guess I've been on here for a while. My battery just told me I had I always went to low battery mode. So I'm gonna say goodbye so I don't lose you guys here. Have a wonderful evening and we'll see you back tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be the foils and the rollers. Bye-bye. God bless.